So Superman's out there, saving the world, but his cousin Kara, she's currently sitting in some alien dive bar, teaming up with a motorcycle-riding bounty hunter to, avenge her dog.
Right, yeah. It is a completely wild setup.
It really is. Welcome to today's deep dive. For you listening, we're basically unpacking a huge stack of trailer breakdowns, production notes, and fan reactions surrounding the newly released Supergirl 2026 trailer.
Yeah, and we are trying to decode how this really gritty space opera vision of Kara Zor-El is, well, completely redefining the modern superhero.
Exactly. It's essentially a shortcut to understanding the new DC Universe's boldest gamble yet. So let's just get into it.
Well, it is a total subversion right out of the gate. I mean, right from the opening seconds.
Oh, with the Superman cameo.
Yeah. When Kal-El shows up via hologram to give his usual, Boy Scout lecture about finding her stride and finding her people, and Kara just bites back.
She says, that's the thing, Clark, I have no people.
Exactly. That one line completely establishes her not as just some female Superman, but as this really hardened, isolated anti-hero.
It's like the ultimate expat crisis, right?
That's a good way to put it.
I mean, imagine surviving the literal apocalypse of your homeworld, crossing the universe as a refugee, and then you realize the only family you have left is this golden child cousin.
Right, who has life on Earth just completely figured out.
Yeah. It makes her rebellious angst so relatable. And that profound emotional isolation, it's the exact psychological trigger that pushes her away from traditional earthbound heroism.
Yeah, because she remembers the fiery destruction of Krypton. Clark was just a baby, but she was a teenager, so that trauma sends her out into the lawless cosmos.
Because she just fundamentally doesn't fit in his perfect world.
Yeah.
Which brings us to the actual plot of the movie, because the catalyst here isn't saving a city.
No, it's saving her pet. She gets ambushed on this rusty junkyard planet by a space pirate named Krem.
And he shoots Krypto the dog, right?
Yeah, with a yellow kryptonite dart. Instead of the usual green kryptonite that kills instantly, the yellow variant is it's a slow-acting cosmic poison.
Okay, so it shuts down their cells over, what, exactly 72 hours?
Right, leaving Krypto with 3 days to live. It turns a quick death into this intense psychological ticking clock.
Okay, wait, let me push back on this just a little bit. A dying puppy. A strict 3-day countdown.
Yeah.
Is this just like a manipulative John Wick in space trick to force audience empathy? I mean, it feels a little calculated.
I get that. It definitely feels that way on the surface. But remember, she's an alien who lost her entire planet.
Right.
So Krypto isn't just a pet, He's the last living piece of her home world. He's literally the only connection she has left to the life that was stolen from her.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So it's not just about the dog. It's about holding on to the ghost of Krypton itself.
Exactly. And because she feels she has no people, her desperation forces her to build this fractured makeshift family out of total outlaws just to save him.
Right. She teams up with that vengeful teenager, Ruthie, and Jason Momoa's character.
Yep, Lobo, the motorcycle-riding bounty hunter.
It's quite the squad. But that street-level ruthlessness, while it makes sense for the character, it's exactly what's causing some major tonal whiplash for the fans online.
Oh, for sure. The fan reception is totally divided right now.
Because, okay, we've got this incredibly faithful adaptation of Tom King's Dark Woman of Tomorrow comic.
Which is very heavy, yeah.
Very heavy. But the trailer is set to Jimmy Ruffin's soulful Motown track, What Becomes of the Brokenhearted.
And people are definitely pointing fingers at producer James Gunn for that, saying he's giving the film heavy Guardians of the Galaxy vibes.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like watching a gritty true crime documentary scored entirely with mainstream pop synths or something.
Right, you're balancing deep, dark DC comic lore with this mainstream retro music aesthetic.
Does matching a mournful Motown track with violent space chainsaw fights actually work, or is it just creating a jarring mess?
Well, I think that exact friction is what makes this impending release so fascinating. It signals that the studio knows they can't just give audiences the standard brooding template anymore.
No, you really can't. You have to mix the bleakness with stylized, irreverent energy.
Exactly.
So for you listening, why should you care about this? It's basically a masterclass in how massive pop culture franchises must radically reinvent classic, squeaky clean icons to hold the attention of today's weary audiences.
Yeah, the superhero landscape has just completely shifted. A pristine cape simply won't survive the gritty reality that Kara is navigating now.
You can't just give people the billowing cape anymore. You have to give them the alien dive bar grime, which leaves us with a really interesting final thought for you to mull over.
With that?
Well, if this new Supergirl is truly a ruthless, battle-scarred anti-hero on a murderous quest, what is going to happen when her brutal methods inevitably collide with her cousin Superman's unyielding moral code?